Welcome to the Blessed Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raquel Tolson, and this podcast is to help you experience being blessed that transcends a mere hashtag. Now, you guys know I'm a firm believer that being blessed is a mindset. We can make a daily decision to be blessed. Even in 2020, we can make a decision to be blessed. So, I every week I interview people, mostly my friends, because y'all know I got a lot of friends. And people who have elevated their thinking and they exercise their faith and they are living their blessed lives. I am broadcasting on WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network, a nonprofit radio broadcast with the mission to empower, encourage, and educate. If you are enjoying the Blessed Podcast, please go donate at www.wytv7.org. Now, if you are ready to be encouraged and entertained, you're in the right place. The sponsor this month is Tolson's Publishing, because guess what? We have a new book. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about my new Christmas novella, I Need a Christmas Angel. It will be released on Friday, December 11th, but you can go to Amazon right now and pre-order your copy of the Kindle for $2.99. That's it. I need you to go and pre-order your copy today. While you're listening, go do it right now. And guess what? I also wrote a song with the same title, but it's called Christmas Angel, and it's on iTunes for 99 cents, but it's also on Spotify and Amazon also. So go get it, support me. Thank you so much. Today's guest is one of my friends, because y'all know for the past couple of weeks it was people that I really didn't know, but they're my friends now. But this is one of my friends. We have been friends for over 30 years. I'm thinking 34-ish years.
Yeah.
We met at FAMU, Diamond Hall, first floor. We lived right across from each other. And actually, my mom went and met her and brought her and her roommate over to meet me and my roommate. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my buddy, my pal, Karen Powell. Karen, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Ray.
So let me just say this. So Karen is not just my friend. Karen is also the editor of my new book, I Need a Christmas Angel. So I had to have her on here, but I'm gonna tell y'all, Karen is really interesting because Karen and I went to pharmacy school together.
Yep.
Karen, how you become my editor? You a pharmacist. What's up?
Well, before I became a pharmacist, I was a reader and a writer. One of my earliest memories is writing a book, right? I mean, it was a picture book, whatever, but it was actually about Martin Luther King Jr. I put it together, taped the little pages together, and I started drew pictures, and wrote different, scenes or whatever. And so I've always been interested in writing both poetry and prose. And I had a really strong English teacher in the 11th grade who was very specific about grammar and word usage and all of that. My 9th grade and my 11th grade. And that English teachers, I think, kind of set me on the path towards editing. Because even in pharmacy, and especially in the field that I practice, there's a lot of writing. With drug information. And so there's a lot of editing. I edit our newsletter. I write and I edit for our monthly newsletter, as well as our drug pipeline report. So, editing applies across the board to all fields. And I'm an avid reader, so I kind of edit in my head sometimes as I'm reading books. So
Okay,
it was a natural progression.
You just made me think about, I don't know if you remember this, but when Kirk Franklin's song came out, God is not Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
God is not forgot. And he was like, God is not forgot. And he used to say, 10. God is not forgotten. You would say
10.
10. She was like, that is incorrect. It's God has not forgotten.
Forgotten. He hasn't forgotten. Yes.
I can't think of anything. Tone.
Yes, that was it. I remember we were in the car and the song came on. Yeah.
That was like the funniest thing to me. You was correcting the song, and you had changed the song because you could not take it.
I couldn't take it.
God is not forgotten. He's like 10.
10.
I don't know. That just popped back in my head. That is so funny. Hilarious. So y'all know if y'all not talking right, you're not singing the song. You write a song. Karen is gonna edit your song.
It doesn't mean I won't like the song, though.
Right.
For the most part.
But you're gonna edit it as you're singing.
In my head, yeah.
In your head, right. That is so cool. So, Karen, I have to tell y'all, Karen is the smart one in the group. Now, all of us.
Which one are you, Ray?
All of us was in pharmacy school.
Which one are you? Yeah.
So we have a group. It's a group of how many of us? 8?
7.
A group of 7 of us that we go on girls' trips every year. We missed this year because
of COVID.
But we go every year. And so I found these shirts and it was like the smart one, this one, this one. So Karen is the smart one. Well, I think I'm the wild one.
Yes.
I'm the wild one. I'm the one that they don't know what's about to come out. But I'm also the one when they want something done, they say, Ray,
go over there.
Go get us some free drinks.
She can talk. Ray can talk us into or out of almost any situation. So you are the go-to if we need somebody to talk.
It's so funny. Yeah, we have quite the eclectic, and none of us are the same. All of us have our lanes. So it's a great group of friends, great group of women that hang out. We are not like the women on Real Housewives. There is no arguing on our girls' trip.
No.
It's nothing but fun, shopping, eating, and she doesn't drink alcohol like me. But it's nothing but, fun.
Except that the one time when we were in Jamaica, you bought us shot glasses. So I felt obligated to take a little, like that much. But I had to pre-medicate with naproxen.
Yeah. I'm that friend. See, I'm really a bad influence. I really. Okay, so back to editing. Now, what do you really like about editing, especially editing fiction? What do you like about it?
So I like the opportunity to take, so I kind of look at it this way. So the project is the author's baby. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of like a healthcare professional to help bring out the best in that baby. So the story belongs to you, but as a reader and as an editor, there are a couple of things I do. One, I make sure that our timelines are correct. If we say, because that's a pet peeve of mine. If I read, something, they hadn't seen each other for 10 years, and then later on it's 12, and then somewhere else it was 15 when I was 15, but the person is, 28. Come on now. So those types of things I like to, because that can take a reader out of the story when they go, wait a minute, when it conflicts with something else that happened earlier. I like getting to know the characters. I like getting to know the story, if it's a really good story that you can connect with. But I like helping them make it more readable, making it easier for the reader to get through it and to pick up on the things that you want them to pick up on, because they'll be important later. So if something seems to happen out of character or out of the storyline, you don't want them to have to go, wait a minute, and scroll back. I'm saying scroll back because everybody's reading ebooks now, right? Scroll back and try to find, but I thought they said, X, Y, Z. So I really do enjoy that. And just trying to help make the book be the best that it can be.
Right. It sounds like continuity, like making sure, because I'm like that when it comes to watching movies.
Yeah.
If they come in with the baby carrot, with the baby.
Right.
And they leave without it, and they didn't say something about somebody babysitting. I'm like, okay,
Right.
where the baby?
Where's the
Or
baby?
where
What
the
happened?
babies? Like, or like, where
Yeah.
your purse? You had a
Right.
purse when you walked in. When you walked out, you didn't have a
You
purse.
didn't have first. What
And I'm
happened?
like, it really doesn't matter. The purse has nothing to do with the story, but it irks me. So
And
I'm like, why
it
you
can
even
pull you
walk
out.
in with a purse?
Right.
You
And
didn't
it
have to
pulls
walk
you
in with a
out.
purse.
It pulls you out of the story, right? Because now you're not paying attention to what happened. You're paying attention to where's the purse. I was watching a movie, I won't say the name of it, but that my brother forced us to watch last year. And at the beginning, there was a character that was in the limousine with the main character. The main character was a male. There were a lot of women in the limousine. There was one character. She happened to be Caucasian because everyone else in the car was African American. So then when they stopped because they were being chased, by gunmen, she was gone. There was no Caucasian woman, right? And it was just you're like, what happened to the white girl, right? And she doesn't show up again until like the movie is 2/3 over. And you're like, okay, wait. So yeah, you
They
want to
stop
prevent
and
those
drop
types
her
of things.
off.
They did not stop and drop her off. She just disappeared. So you don't want things like that to happen in your story. So you want an editor to do that. And also with authors, you know so much more about your characters and about the story and about the history. And sometimes as an author, you can write that knowing that, but it doesn't end up, enough of it doesn't end up in the story for the reader to know. So I like to kind of point those things out. Hey, give us a little background here, help us connect the dots. I read a lot of cozy mysteries. And have you ever read a mystery where they come out with someone and they're like, oh, this is the person and they did it and here's their motive, and you're like, wait, there was no hint of that anywhere earlier in the book.
Yeah.
So as an editor, you want to pick those things out.
And you know what? That's funny because one of the books that I have started is like well, it's a thriller, not really a mystery, but it's a mystery in it that I know who the killer is, a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I see a serial killer. And I gotta leave clues so the people can figure out who the serial killer is. Right. So it can't, but it's still, I was still kind of wanted to be a surprise, but I need them to say, well, once they be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that was them because there's certain things, you know what I'm saying? So
you want to drop enough clues so that in your reveal it makes sense. And it doesn't just seem like you pulled this person out of the blue because you wanted a surprise ending.
Right. Yeah, that is really is interesting to be, because you do want the surprise, but you can't make it too much of a shock. You gotta drop their hints and all that.
Yeah, you don't want them to figure out in chapter 2 what's gonna happen in chapter 30.
So I know, I don't know if there's a lot of people out there that listening that want to write, but pretty much I always say everybody has a book in them. Now you made a point about when you're editing, you'll say, hey, we need a little bit more description of that, because we talked about that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those writers. I don't like a whole chapter of description to get us started.
Exactly.
Some people do that. Some people are okay with that. I'm just not. And so I really appreciate when you didn't try to make me into that writer. You just say, hey, give me a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, how she look? Just a little bit, just. So I was like, that was like really good in that. But it kept me, allow me to be who I am as a writer. Right. But it's like give the readers a little bit more.
Yeah. I personally don't like over descriptions. Like you said, like you don't need to give me a paragraph that she was 5'9", caramel colored, jet black, shoulder length hair with highlights, at the crown. I don't need all of that. But as it relates to the story and as it's telling something about the character or their situation, that's what you can use description in those ways without having to be overly wordy and explain everything, and let the reader infer it. right? Like you could describe their coat and then the reader understands, okay, they're in some, they're having a financial challenge just because, the coat is a size too big and it's not really in our favorite color, but hey, it was on sale in the season, so I got it, kind of thing, rather than saying in her bank account there was, but just ways to use description to just add to the story, because it's the story and the characters that you want to come alive.
Right.
And everything is supposed to be feeding into that.
Right. So before we go, because you talked a little bit about my story.
Of course.
But if you had a top 3 tips for authors or people that want to write, what would be the top 3 things as a editor that you want them to know?
Well, first of all, be connected to your story, right? Your story, what you're writing, should be important to you some kind of way. A part of you should be in every story that you write. Not that you're necessarily the main character, or it could just be an event that you went to that you want your character to take part in, or it may be a city that you love, or a city that you imagine that you would love to be, but some part of you should be in each book. And that's what's going to keep you connected to your book and keep you writing it and make it fun to write rather than a chore, instead of trying to follow a formula that says, okay, a successful book, you put this in, this in, this in, this in. It's okay, but you need to make it real and have it be connected to it yourself.
I like that.
Also, I would think that, don't censor yourself when you're first writing, right? Put it in there. If you think it needs to be in there, put it in there. Don't try to, over edit, yourself before you get to it. But put it in there, and work with your editor to make sure that, you're what needs to go in, what needs to come out, to make the book the best. Because a lot of times you'll be thinking, oh, I don't think I want to put this in there, or I'm not sure if it goes here, goes there. Put it in, right? And then give it a chance to marinate, right? And then you can come back and work with your editor. And then thirdly, I would say definitely get an editor, because it's hard for you to edit your own book. Like I have some things that I'm writing, projects that I'm working on, and I will get someone to edit them, because you know what you were thinking when you write. It's just like even when you're proofing a paper, when you were proofing a paper in college, or, even proofing an email, you know what you meant. So you tend to see what you meant rather than what you wrote. So get an editor, even if it's just like Ray, a friend who knows how to edit, but have someone not just proofread, but edit and make sure that it flows, that your characters are fully developed, that what you say in chapter 1 makes sense when you get to chapter 15, those types of things.
So I just need to put a pin in, because she said get a friend like Ray. So first of all, if you don't have the caliber of friends that I do, then you cannot use your friends. I have awesome friends. I have friends who actually are editors. I have friends who are illustrators. I have friends. Listen, I network. I've been networking all my life. I don't burn
that
bridges.
Is true.
I don't burn bridges because I don't know who I'm gonna need. Listen, I got friends that know a lot of stuff, because I know a lot of stuff. So birds of a feather, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. So
Good point.
Listen, there is a statement that says your net worth is tied to your net worth.
That is true.
Okay. So I don't know why I'm not a billionaire yet.
Right.
My network is amazing. Okay, but let's talk about my book for a minute. I Need a Christmas Angel.
Okay, so do I get to ask you a question?
Okay, no. First, I need to ask you, what did you really think of the book?
I really enjoyed it. I really did. We have kind of talked before about why we write and things like that, but I think the thing that I liked most about the book is that the characters, they were so real to me. And you probably read some of the comments that I put in there, but it's like I could really imagine this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is something that a mother would definitely do or would definitely say. And, it was funny. It's like, yeah, they do that all the time. Baby, go do that, and it's like, okay, I guess I didn't have anything else to do, but since you mama, I'm gonna go do it, right? So just the culture, the interaction between the characters, the songs that were referenced, the activities, things like that. It was all so relatable, and so real. And I really like that about the book.
I'm so excited because this is my first attempt at a Hallmarkish type movie.
Uh-huh.
Because, let's just be real. Hallmark, I've been watching Hallmark for a long time, and we have not necessarily been represented in the main characters. We've always been like the best friend, or the boss, that's sending people down to the small town or whatever.
Right.
But now, I mean, it's changing.
There's
a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I wanted this movie to be something that it could be on Hallmark or Lifetime, but it was like, I had Hallmark in my mind the whole way through. So as a Hallmark movie watcher,
yes,
could you see I Need a Christmas Angel on Hallmark?
Yeah, I definitely could. And I'm an avid, you know that I'm an avid Hallmark Lifetime. Well, the Christmas movies Lifetime,
right.
But not the crazy one. Give me my daughter back. Not those. Yeah. But I could definitely see it as a Hallmark movie.
Okay, so now we can't give out the story. Y'all got to go get the book. But because when I do my books, I have a soundtrack. So I put up the soundtrack on Facebook for people, if y'all on Facebook, because I have a soundtrack, because in my head, every book I write is a movie. And I see it in movies, so I got the soundtrack, going. The main character, if it was a Hallmark movie, who would you get to play the character? I think did I tell you who I was?
You told me, yes, so I can't think of anyone else now because you already told me what you said.
Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all know Jordan Sparks. If anybody knows Jordan Sparks, we need to get her the book. She would be the best Kelly in I Need a Christmas Angel. Oh my God, I could see her doing that role. But okay, so I didn't tell you about BB, did I? Did I tell you who I thought about BB?
You did. I'm gonna see if it's the same person that you're saying now that you said then.
Okay, so the person I maybe it's different, but Kim Whitney.
Oh, okay, no. Oh yeah, I can see that.
She's crazy.
I can see that.
She's crazy, and I just love her energy.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I know somebody that know Kim.
Of course you do.
Close. So I got to get the book to her, because here's the thing, and I need everybody to be sending good vibes, praying, whatever you do, I need y'all to do it. Kim has a relationship with Oprah, because she used to do her own show.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey did a Christmas movie last year. I think she's doing one this year. So maybe this will be
next year,
2021.
Could be I Need a Christmas Angel, right?
I Need a Christmas Angel could be your own Christmas show next year.
So, Rachel, let me ask you a question about I Need a Christmas Angel.
Okay.
What was your inspiration for it?
Oh, okay, so of course I wrote the song I Need a Christmas Angel a few years ago, because I was all depressed and down, just sad because the man I love married somebody else. I was like, oh, it's me. So that's where the song came from. And in the beginning, that's kind of what was going on in the beginning. But the overall story came from Kelly Clarkson's Christmas song, Wrapped in Red, because it's all about, just being in love with somebody and you never had the nerve to tell them. And so I was like, that is such a good story, like a good Christmas Hallmark story. Yeah. So of course I had to send this to Kelly Clarkson too, right? Because she could be the executive producer if we do it on Hallmark. Because Blake he's been doing a movie every year on Hallmark.
Blake Shelton?
Blake Shelton.
Okay.
So he and Kelly be trying to one up each other. So maybe Kelly be like, well, if Blake can do it, I can do it. So I can send it to her maybe if we get it on.
I love it.
I'm just
Wheels always turning. Always turning.
Always turning. Look, it is all we got 5 minutes left. That went way too fast. Yeah. So just real quick, I just need everybody to understand out there that this book, I promise y'all, me and my mother have been watching Hallmark movies forever. It's something that that's how we bonded during Christmas, because it was just the two of us. We didn't have a big family, it was just me and my mom. And so this is something that we did. Even when I got older as a teenager in college, I wanted to be with my mama so we could watch Hallmark movies. Okay. Her favorite one was Borrowed Hearts. Such a good movie. You gotta watch it if you haven't watched it. Borrowed Hearts. But when I wrote this, and I don't know why it took me so long to finally write one, but I'm like, it couldn't be finished unless it was good enough that my mama would want to watch it every year. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I did that. Yeah. I feel like she's looking down and she's like, yes, I love it. And that would be her new favorite Christmas movie.
I'm sure, I am sure Ruth is doing exactly that.
So y'all go get the book. And if there are any writers out there and they need an editor, Karen, how can they find you?
Well, you can email me at cspcompanies@gmail.com. And we can talk about moms. That's named after my mother. Her initials were CSP. So
C
as in cat, S as in Sam, P as in Powell. Companies, plural, IES, not YS, at gmail.com.
Okay. You just wrong. I just looked at you, bro. Anyway, so they can email you. Yeah. If they and how long would it take you to do a turnaround on, say, a novella or a novel?
Yeah, 100 or so pages. It really doesn't take long. 2, maybe 3 days max. I like to go through it once and then let it sit and go back through it again just to make sure that everything is tied together. But yeah, it wouldn't take long for that.
Okay, and then so for a 300-page novel, probably a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so y'all out there, y'all know she said that was her third tip. Get an editor. And here she is, CSP Companies at gmail.com if you need an editor. Karen, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
My baby. Thank you for coming on to Blessed. Thank you for being my friend.
Yay, Ray. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure, Ray, to connect with you. Always.
We about to do some big things. I just want you to know we're already working on this part 2, the next movie, because the next movie, they gotta have a movie next year too. Mm-hmm. So I'm ready. I gotta work on it because sometimes they want 2 movies. They don't want just a one and done.
Right. So is Tolson Publishing taking on authors, or is it only for people last name Tolson?
Right now, it's just for people with last name Tolson. Right now, but we soon coming. We will do more, but I'm one of those people. I really think people would be more empowered by self-publishing. So I do offer consultation to help people self-publish because that's where your power lies in you keeping everything for yourself.
There you go.
I know we gotta go. We gotta go. Stop asking me questions, girl. Hijacking my interview. Hey guys.
You know how we do.
Look, please go to Amazon, pre-order I Need a Christmas Angel.
You won't be disappointed.
iTunes and download Christmas Angel. The song is amazing also. And we're going to go out with that song so you'll get to hear it. And until next week, be blessed.
Bye.